Okay, so now it's time to handle weird lines. These lines are not like other lines, and we need to consider them in their uniqueness. Alright, so let's start with line A. Line A is flat. We could call it horizontal. If I tried to make a list of some points on line A, I'd notice that they all have something in common. I have the point 0 over 2 up. I have the point 5 over 2 up. I have the point -4 over 2 up. Do we see what they all have in common? Every single one has 2 as its y value. This line doesn't go above 2. This line doesn't go below 2. Any point will be on this line provided its y value is 2. If you thought about the point 100, comma 2, you're really, really far over, but you're still just 2 up. And that's why you're on this line. The fact that that's what all our points in common suggests what the equation of this line is. A line's equation is a statement that's true for every point on this line. When it comes to line A, it does not matter what x is, and for that reason there's not even an x in our equation. The equation of this line is simply, for a point to qualify as on this line, its y value has got to be 2. X is not involved. A point is on this line when its y value is 2. In terms of the slope of this line, we know that slope is rise over run. So let's look at 2 points on this line and see how much we rise between them and how much we run. Going from this point to this point, I actually do not rise at all. I don't have to go up and down between these 2 points because they're both at 2. There's no rising occurring. The rise between these 2 points is 0. The run, however, I do have to go forward 4 points. So my slope in this case is 0 divided by 4. Whenever you have a math problem of 0 divided by some number, the answer is always, always, always 0. If you have 0 pieces of candy, it doesn't matter how many friends you're dividing them between. Everyone gets 0 pieces of candy. So in this case, and for every horizontal line that never rises, the slope is just 0. It doesn't have a positive slope. It doesn't have a negative slope. The flat line has a slope of 0. Okay, on to our second line, line B. Line B is a vertical line. It goes straight up and down. If I were to examine certain points on this line, I will also see that they all have something in common. This line contains the point -7, 9. It contains the point -7, -2. It contains the point -7, -5. Notice something? Every single point on this line has an x of -7. The line doesn't go forward, the line doesn't go backwards. A point is on this line so long as its x value is -7. In fact, it doesn't matter what the y value is. Any point with an x of 7 will be on this line. For that reason, the equation of this line does not have a y in it. The one thing that is always true for every point on this line is that x is always -7. In terms of the slope of this line, we still know that slope is rise over run. Looking at the points on this line, if I start down here and I go up to here, I clearly have to rise. I rise 3 units between those 2 points. The run, however, is kind of weird. I don't run at all between these 2 points. I don't go forwards or backwards at all. They're on the same x value. So the amount that my x's change, my run, is actually 0. When mathematicians see a problem where they divide by 0, they say, oh no. The fact is, we cannot divide by 0. It is not a math problem we can do. And when we see a problem like this, we say that quantity cannot be evaluated. It is undefined. This line doesn't really point up or down. It kind of does both. And for that reason, we cannot even talk about its slope. We say that any vertical line has an undefined slope. It can be confusing handling these weird lines because they're not like our other lines, and that's why we went over that rhyme in class to help you remember. Vertical lines go straight down really far south. In fact, if you follow this arrow, you'd get all the way down to the land of Mexico, our neighbor to the south. Which is why we use the rhyme. If the line goes straight down to Mexico, the equation it starts with, x, you know? On tacos we can dine, but that slope we cannot define.